Yeah.
For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind. For that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. For that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, for that fucking job, nigga. For that fucking job, bitch. For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind. For that fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. For that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. For that fucking job, for that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind. For that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. For that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, for that fucking job, nigga. For that fucking job, bitch. For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind. For that fucking job, bitch, I done had enough. For that fucking job, I'm watching everybody work. For that fucking job, that little pay by the hour. Yeah, for that fucking job, my back hurting and I'm hungry. Yeah, for that fucking job, nigga, only so. Yeah, couple 22, get this money, go home. Yeah, all these people talk, all these bitches, they messy. First day I came in, I bust up on the boss. They promise nigga this, promise nigga that. Hold my ass to work and bring that paper back. Chop where you been, got me taking the shit. Knowing damn well that I don't fucking say. For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind. For that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. For that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, for that fucking job, nigga. For that fucking job, bitch. For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind. For that fucking job, me and bro, we just posted. Look him in the eye, shake my head disappointed. We gotta visualize, summarize, this is cute. All these people drop like fly, why the fuck we still here? Man, for that fucking job, when I pull up, I hate it. Yeah, for that fucking job, that's on all their faces. For that fucking job, man, I'm already lit. Man, I hit one thing, boy, you bound to get hit. When it feels from some nigga's brain. That's like keep a nigga damn slave. Damn, money supposed to be a tool. For a purpose, what's your purpose for? For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind. For that fucking job, boy, I'm sick and I'm tired. For that fucking job, all that bitching and crying. And I'm saying, for that fucking job, nigga. For that fucking job, bitch. For that fucking job, we gon' be rich tomorrow. For that fucking job, it ain't no more blind.
Yeah.
It's for the Lord. It's for the Lord. Pay your tithes when you get your money. 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 Melchizedek met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings. Abraham gave 10th of all his things. When a Christian robbed God, that's a Christian robbing me. But you want to say, how does a Christian rob thee? Money. That pastor is robbing me. Money. The Christian pastor is robbing me. Bring me your tithes inside the storehouse, so it could be me in every UPK house. I as UPK the stone, Commander J, I am the pillar for the Lord's house. If you don't know the Bible, you won't understand what I'm talking about. And that right there might be bad for you. But listen, this is something he can do. Honor the Lord with substance and give him your first fruits. Give and watch it come right back to you. Endure to the end then. End this truce. Cause nobody is saying till Christ come back to pass the lie about you being saved just to get that stat. Evil ass pastor. That's what he's for, the money, man. You understand? Come on, let's get it. Pay your tithes when you get your money. Pay your tithes when you get your money. What? Pay your tithes when you get your money. Pay your tithes when you get your money. Money. Pay your tithes when you get your money. Money. Pay your tithes when you get your money. 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 Pay your tithes when you get your money. Station. Like bitch. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How I keep that stick locked, loaded, but here page and line up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try and suck on shit, we got it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Walk for every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Kill it run away. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Money, you bitch. Shot one shit, I'm about it. UPK too solid. Fuck nigga don't want walk. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All the hoes wanna take my piece. All the nigga wanna take my piece. Now I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a hoe, so they
Go see the sister, get you a chain. Horse Leo Ray. Making the hottest chains right now.
But I see the summer and I show her. She can never get a piece. You're a dirt ass, rust that neck, bitch with a fake ass jewelry. In Tennessee, while I'm touring. As I Tennessee, what she looking. And a sucker duck, bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over there.
Class about to start in a minute.
Bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How I keep that stick locked, loaded, but here page and line up. Young nigga named the Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try and suck on shit, we got it. UPK too solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Walk for every day, so who?
Class about to start. Come on. Shalom to the chat. Shalom to the people in the chat.
I don't know who somebody need to hear this. Y'all speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. I want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You are Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dumb or gun down or die. Yeah, Easy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear how Jerusalem, your land, you people came from Europe. That was 1947. Your menorah.
Shalom to the chat.
Really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black.
ISUPK Brooklyn.
Sitting ducks, Afflex,
under Commandant General Yohana.
To tell the truth, you vagabonds.
ISUPK.
Macedonia, Alexander, and Philip, you a convert. So tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just because you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ. Y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish, cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, this the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard and kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he giving babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody trying to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know it's an uncomfortable subject. They're making millions off our culture, and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ. They're the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas. They're a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4. I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. Absolute proof. Like if you got the records, go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity and they know.
Blasphemy to say they are Jews. Nah.
The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people. They're saying you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law.
Dude, it's the new homo.
Clap it up, 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 clap it up. We are the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out on 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street. We are now under Commandant Jen Yohana. We've been on these streets since 1969, teaching our people that we are the true Jews of the Bible. We are the true people of the book. You know what I'm saying? We've been to Barrios, San Francisco, Mexico, France. You know, we worldwide right now. The Southern Law Poverty Center on our backs, you know. And why they on our backs? We haven't hurt nobody, anybody. You understand? But today's class, oh, hold on. Shout out to the big homie Haja Al for creating Isupk Brooklyn, right? Now, today's class is scriptures you need to know to break the Christian and Muslim doctrine, part 2. Because if you follow in this class, Isupk Brooklyn, you know we already had a part 1, right? And we gave you some scriptures in the Bible, you know, to go against the Islam faith, right? Now, we stuck in this book right here called the Babylon Timbuktu. No? Babylon Timbuktu. We stuck in this book. The last page we read from was page 48, but we're going to bring it back, though, and then I'm going to lead up to 48, right? This is Babylon Timbuktu, right? Because we're trying to show that Islam is not a religion that black people supposed to be under, black or Hispanic. When I say black, I'm talking about Hispanic and natives also. So y'all can have to understand that I'm not just talking about the American Negro man when I say black. I'm talking about all the Hispanic tribes and the natives, right? When I say black, okay? So this page we on is 44. It says the birth of Islam, right? So at this time of the birth of Muhammad, what were the international events, conditions operating? The answer to this question is necessary for the comprehension of the rapid emergence of the Mohammedan Empire, right? Because when Muhammad was becoming of a man and stuff, his people was under a lot of gods, you know? But there was one people that Muhammad was under, right? Because he's a taxi driver, you know, a camel driver and stuff. And he learned a lot of stuff from the Israelites because he used to drive prominent Israelites and hear their conversations and stuff, you know? So we're going to skip down, right? Because we're trying to get back to 48, you know? So we just read in, then skip, read, skip like that until we get to 48, page 48. Because that was the last page that we was on. And scriptures you need to know to break the Christian and Muslim doctrine, right? That was in part 1, right? So we're going to go down. It says the Eastern Empire was deprived of its vigor by repeated wars with Parthia, Persia. This empire could not hold its possessions with a firm grip, right? Constant impositions of heavy taxes and soldiers of archaeological laborers, economic exhaustion, and large slave class, and the flux of the barbarians, which frequent wars brought disorder and weakened both the Western and Eastern empires, right? Of course, it says the Roman Empire is the West collapsed AD 476 after many barbarian raids, right? The Germanic tribes crossed the borders and penetrated into all the territories of the Western Empire, including Africa, right? So we're going to skip some more. It says when Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, stars, spirits, and idols, right? The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. So this is to let you know that Arabs was never in the truth, right? So the Arab possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. Muhammad was born AD 560, right? 4 years after the death of Empire Justinian. He was descended from the tribe of Quraysh and the family of Hashim. His mentality was prodigious. In his youth, he was never taught to read or write, right? So Muhammad was never taught to read or write. He was illiterate, you understand? But his imagination was superlative. Muhammad was an extraordinary handsome man. I don't know why they put that. And eloquent and motivating men with the power of words, right? In the early years of Muhammad's life, he passed his time as a shepherd boy, where most remembered that many successful men have arisen from insignificant and humble conditions. Watching the sun by day and the star by night left opportunity for Muhammad to contemplate in solitude and reflect on the events, right, and profundities of this world. After Muhammad became a camel driver, see, we were just talking about, he was a taxi man, right? He was a camel driver. He traveled to remote and intriguing lands. He led the caravan. But look, Black Americans that's into Islam, they don't even teach that the so-called Prophet Muhammad was a taxi man, a camel driver, right? They don't even teach that. A lot of Muslim dudes don't even know Muhammad drove taxi, right? He traveled to remote and intriguing lands. He led his caravan to Persia, Syria, and Egypt, right? And transacting business with merchants of every kind. On his business trips, he met Jews, right? He met the Jews, right? Christians and members of other sects. He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religions. So Muhammad was a driver that when a man would come in, he would ask them about their religion. You know why? Because this man, Muhammad, was trying to create his own religion, right? This is letting you know that Islam is fake. It's a made-up religion. And these words that we read is letting you know out of the Babylon Timbuktu on page 45 we're going to continue reading so you can see that Islam is a made-up religion by a man. It's a religion, that's all. So it is. You ain't getting to God, right? And a lot of brothers that's Muslims, they be like, yo, I changed my life and I turned to Islam. Now I'm receiving prosperity and all that. But there's a scripture in the Injil. I'm going to use the Islam word because Injil means Bible, right? So in the Injil, which is the Bible, there's a scripture when Satan is with Christ and Satan is letting, right? So is Muhammad supposed to be their God? No, Muhammad was a so-called prophet to the Arabs, right? Muhammad is a prophet to the Arabs. He's the man that's close to Allah, right? That's how the Muslims see him, right? Made me lose my train of thought answering that. But at the end of the day, right, Muhammad was just a camel driver, and that's all he was. And he was a man that created a religion that a lot of people got killed, just like with the Christianity religion, a lot of people got killed. You understand? So let me continue, right? After Muhammad became a camel driver, he traveled to remote and intriguing lands. He led his caravan to Persia, Syria, and Egypt, transacting businesses with merchants of every kind on his business trips. He met Jews, Christians, and members of other sects. He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religion. He frequented the environment of Jews and their rabbis, mostly because they were merchants and omnipresent ethnic group. Because he could not read or write, his ears were attentive and keen to everything that the Jews related to him. Muhammad learned and extract much from the Jew religion and compounded it with his new religion. So Muhammad copycat of what he learned from the so-called Jews, not the Jewish man that you see today, us, the black, like the Jews, because a lot of people say black Jew, but ain't no such thing as a black Jew, because the black man is the real Jew. The white man is the fake Jew. So when you might as well say white Jew. You know what I'm saying? Don't say black Jew, say white Jew, because the black man is the real Jew. You understand? So Muhammad learned from us, the so-called African American, right? He learned from the so-called African American. Let me turn my phone. I see there's a little value on my phone, so let me turn them down, right? That was page 45, 46. And this history is in the books, is that black and Hispanic people only read what the white man tells them to read. So you would never go get a book like this, Babylon Timbuktu. You would never go get that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the white man's not promoting this. Because if he promotes this book, then you're going to find out the truth. Right? When Khadijah, a rich widow, right? Let me see. All right. Let me skip that. It says the first stage of the Islamic revolution, according to Alvin L. Bertrand, most mass movements passed. Hold on. Before I even go there, result. Let me see. I think I see something. Muhammad was now. And talking about his wife Khadijah, it says Khadijah, the rich woman of the city of Mecca, when she was about 40 years old, right? Muhammad married Khadijah when she was 40, right? Boom. Okay, so Muhammad was married to this rich woman named Khadijah, and I think basically she helped push this Islam religion that Muhammad was creating from listening to what black men taught him, right? So according to the Alvin L. Bertrand, most mass movements pass through 4 stages or phases to complete a whole cycle, but Eric Hoffer, the longshoreman, postulated 3 stages: the vocal stage, the fanatic stage, and a stage of practical men of action. Muhammad spent many days in the hills outside of Mecca. He was immersed deeply in the deplorable conditions of his people. He wanted to lead them away from moral turpitude and idolatry. It seemed to him that the angel Jibril appeared. See, it said it seemed. It seemed means it didn't really happen. So all these brothers is talking about, Muslim brothers talking about angel Jibril came to Muhammad, when it says it seemed, right? It says it seemed to him. You know how many people I know like that they believe their own damn lie? It seemed to him. That means that's a nigga that believes in his own damn lie. Right? It seemed to him that Angel Jibril, so his lie that he put in his head, that Angel Jibril came to him. It's just like Christian people talking about the Lord talk to them. When the Lord does not talk to nobody but the one prominent person that he set over the whole nation. The Lord did not talk to you, black and Hispanic man. You are too filthy to talk to. You think the Lord is talking to a nigga smoking weed? You think the Lord is talking to a woman that's smoking crack? Come on, man. Wake up already, black and Hispanic man. Right? Angel Jibril appeared commissioning him to articulate the new religion to substitute for the old. For the old. Incidentally, Jibril was the same angel who appeared in a vision to the Hebrew, right? Prophet Daniel. Muhammad gradually came to believe that he was a prophet. He gradually came to believe that he was a prophet. He believed in his own lies. Nobody ordained him a prophet. He can't even be a prophet because he's not from the chosen seed. If you watch part 1 of scriptures you need to know to break the Christian and Muslim faith doctrine, if you watch part 1, we gave you the scriptures to let you see that Ishmael was not of the chosen seed. So he can't be a prophet. You understand this? Right? Muhammad gradually came to believe that he was a prophet and expounded his religion to members of his family. He went out to the holy temple to preach to the multitude that gathered to worship the idols. With these words, the first phase of the Islamic revolution is La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah, right? And that's something like in jail, they make you do that, say, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah, right? And they make you say that as the Muslim, right? There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah, right? That's what that means, right? Now we go to page 47, right? Incidentally, by the time the Hebrew Old Testament had been translated into Arabic, and the Arabs were, rapturously pleased to read about their great ancestors and the story of the Hebrew patriarchs, because we all Shemites, right? But the thing is that Arabs don't understand that Ishmael was not given to be the chosen person, right? So since Ishmael wasn't chosen, the promises is not to the Arab people, the Ishmaelites, because Arabs are Ishmaelites. You understand? So you read that in the Injil, which is the Bible, right? Patriarchs. The fact alone helped Muhammad to inspire, and look, the fact alone helped Muhammad to inspire in the Arabs the feeling of nationalism and racial pride. So racial pride, that's basically racist. Racism, of course, the real definition of racist means to have love for your own people, right? That's why black people don't have nothing to this day, because we are the only race of people that are not racist, because we don't love our own people. We love every other race of people but their own. You kill a nigga over that goddamn looking at your shoulder. Niggas getting killed for looking at a nigga's shoulder out here. Niggas killing the next nigga for cold French fries. But you got the oppressor, the pink man. He walk up and down your goddamn block, raise the rent. He looking at buildings to buy, to raise the rent, to kick your mother out the apartment. Right? And he ain't got no problem. He just walked through your hood. You don't even look his way. Right? Because they had read in the Hebrew scriptures that Ishmael was to become a great nation, right? It do say Ishmael was to become a great nation, and that's what truly happened. The Lord didn't lie. Abraham got guns and oils. Guns and oil. They are a great nation. They have an army. They could bomb places right now. Right? So they are a great nation. But being a great nation don't mean that you're the chosen seed, though. Right? Muhammad masterminded the first stages of his resolution by undermining and discrediting previously established beliefs and customs and questioning our political, social, and religious institutions. Muhammad attacked the merchants and rulers in Mecca who employed the well of Ishmael and the Kaaba temple for monetary gain. Not only did he speak out against idolatry, but also again gambling and drunkenness but also against gambling and drunkenness, period. Because he spoke against the wine enterprises in the city of Taif, Muhammad was compelled to leave the city. When Muhammad returned to the city of Mecca, the opposition was intensified against him. A law was enacted that anybody who accepted Islam would be exiled. When the leaders of the city of Mecca were informed that Muhammad was gaining converts in Yathrib, they conspired to assassinate him. This conspiracy motivated Muhammad to flee from Mecca to Yathrib. The night of Muhammad's flight to Yathrib, later called Medina, the city of the prophet, is known as the Hajjah, the flight. The Muhammadan calendar commences with the year of Hajjah. It is the most important event in Islamic history. Hajjah occurred in AD 662, where Muhammad was 53 years of age. Coming Yathrib, Muhammad found the inhabitants. That's why they go to, city of Mecca, boom, and circle the Kaaba and all that, right? Muhammad found the inhabitants very hospitable to him and to his new religion. Not an old religion. Our forefathers, ancestors, whoever you want, whatever word you want to use, they did not follow this, right? Because this is a new religion, right? There were two factors that contribute to this hospitality. There were many influential Jews in Yathrib who were allies with the other Arabs. These Jews had introduced the conception of one God. So we always practice one God. As we read in page 46, right? 45, 46, 47. We're on 47 now, that the Arabs were under 360 gods, idols and stuff. And they had an idol for each goddamn day. Right? But it was us that always been practicing, what's the word? Monotheism, one God. Right? The Jews had introduced the conception of one God. Moreover, the Arabs were somewhat tolerant of the Jews. On a pilgrim to the temple in Mecca, right? So this is the page we left off. We left off this paragraph right here, right? Some of the Yathrib's best citizens had been converted by the teachers of Muhammad when he lived in Mecca. Finally, the pilgrims returned to Yathrib and disseminated their new religion. Disseminated their new religion. These converts could readily accept Islam because they were influenced to a great extent of the concepts of the one God of the Jews. Eventually, right, Muhammad was proclaimed a ruler of the city. In his honor, the name of Yathrib was changed to Medina, right? Islam and Judaism, right? The Prophet Muhammad adopted many principles, adopted, which means stole, man. Muhammad stole. Paratazal was good. Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Sharakatah, right? Muhammad stole. He didn't adopt, right? And laws from the Jewish religion. First off, the basic idea of monotheism, which is the belief in one God. The Jewish confession of the unity of God is Shema Israel, Adonai Elohanu, Adonai Ahad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. The Muhammadi slogan is as follows: La ilaha illallah Muhammadan Rasulullah. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah, right? So our slogan for saying there's one God, the Prophet Muhammad stole that and said, La ilaha illallah Ashhadu Muhammadan Rasulullah, right? He stole that from us, right? Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement. Now, if you don't know, a lot of people don't know the Day of Atonement is a day of fast. It's a 24-hour fast. As in the words of Jeremiah, right? Don't be an evil man and have your kids fast. You fast for your kids, Negro. If you sick, you don't fast either. Right? But if you can't, but if you sick, just stay in the spirit. There's other ways to stay in the spirit, right? Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar, the Day of Atonement, the Sabbath, such much of the Bible and narratives from Midrash and many points of the ritual law. Incidentally, the Jews pray 3 times a day facing the city of Jerusalem. So the Jews, we pray 3 times facing Jerusalem, right? And the Muslims, true believers, pray 5 times a day facing the city of Mecca. So Muhammad is like, they pray 3 times, we're gonna pray 5 times. It's igga stuff, right? Trying his best. Look, see, trying his best. That's why I said Salakia. I gotta say this word. He was doing bitch nigga shit. Salakia, right? Boom. Because it says, trying his best, Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion, right? But to no avail, the Jews were adamant and resistant to change. The high esteem which the prophet held for the Jews was transformed to enmity, and instead of allies, he looked upon them as competitors. How the hell he's looking at the Jews as competitors when he's learning everything from the Jews? His whole new religion is a copycat of the Hebrew Israelites. So how the hell he's looking at Hebrew Israelites as competitors when he's learning everything from the Hebrew Israelites? That's bitch nigga shit. Salakia. And instead of allies, he looked upon them on competitors. Muhammad needed the confirmation of the influential Jews to validate his mission, as all of states need to backing of someone in the influential. Muhammad therefore turned against the Jews and became their tormentor. So you black brothers that's in Islam, you are under a religion that's here to torment black people. And you know what's crazy? I gave the story before because I did Islam. And when I came home, I used to go to the mosque, right? I used to be in like, what's this area? Cypress Avenue. It's like Mexican, Puerto Ricans, and East Indians and Africans over there, right? So the mosque was East Indians and Africans, right? And every time I went to the mosque to make salat, that means prayer in Arabic, right? So when I used to go make salat, I used to come in, they used to put me at the end of the line, because when you in the mosque, you go by like you standing like this, and everybody stand next to each other and stuff, right? So nobody never allowed me to stand in the ranks with them. I always was in the back by myself making prayers. You know why? Because Muhammad therefore turned against the Jews and became their tormentors. That's why. Right? So I noted that Muhammad stole from the Israelites, right? So page 49. The offspring of Judaism or Christianity and Islam, no history was repeating itself. The prominence of the crisis, right? Salakia. Right? Christ, the Christianity said to the Jews, we accept your Bible, morals, and monotheism. Only receive from us, Jesus Christ, the great prophet, the Messiah, of whom all the prophets spoke in the scriptures. Because the Jews refused, they were despised and hated. Muhammad tried to construct his religion as closely as he could after the Jewish religion. You see what I'm saying? So how can he go against the people that it says right here? Muhammad tried to construct his religion as closely as he could after the Jewish religions, which is the Hebrew Israelite faith, belief. You understand? This is crazy right here. I know, right? He favored the Jews by accepting many of their laws. He favored the Jew by accepting many of their laws. So some of the laws that the Hebrew Israelites had from the Lord, he accepted. And now he's against the Hebrew Israelites. Right? He favored the Jews by accepting many of their laws and traditions. When the Jews refused to be converted, he commanded his followers to stop turning to the holy city of Jerusalem. See, he's a sucker, right? It says when the Jews refused to be converted, he commanded his followers to stop turning to the holy city of Jerusalem in prayer, but rather turn to the city of Mecca. He changed the Jewish Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement, right? The 1-day fast, right? Which he had accepted for a month. So we fast for 24 hours. Muhammad sucker ass said, we're going to be better than the Jews, and we're going to fast for a whole goddamn month, which Ramadan is a fake goddamn fast month. Because this is what you got to understand. When you fast on Ramadan, you don't even fast a whole damn day. You fast only for a couple of hours. The original fast is for a whole goddamn day. So it's so deep, like three Ramadan days would add up to 1 day of atonement. That's crazy. So my 1 day of fast, 3 days of your fasting is equal to my one day, right? So that means my fast is better than yours. It's crazy, right? Holy city of Jerusalem prayer, but rather to turn to the city of Mecca. He changed the Jewish Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, for atonement or fast day, which he had accepted for the month of Ramadan. Muhammad changed the Jewish Sabbath from Saturday to Friday. So the day of worship, the one day of rest for the Lord, which is Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, which is one day, he said, F that, and we're going to make the day of rest for God is Friday. And then the Christians took it for Sunday. So Christianity and Islam are two religions that don't follow the day of rest. Let that sink in. Right? He said the Jewish Sabbath from Saturday to Friday. We have another parallel with Christianity in the 4th century. The church changed the Sabbath to Sunday. See? You see that? And reorganized its calendar to make Easter separate of Passover, because Easter is a pagan holiday. It's a satanic holiday, and these blacks and Hispanics love to follow Satan holidays, man. You should know Easter is fake when they promote rabbits laying eggs, man. Rabbits don't lay eggs. Rabbits have sex with another rabbit and create another rabbit. Right? Easter separate of Passover like Christianity. Also, right? Also, Muhammad included in his Bible, the Quran, accusation concerning the Jews. Nevertheless, the Quran glorifies many biblical personalities, like Surah 122, right? No matter how much Prophet Muhammad, the so-called Prophet Muhammad, try to demonize the Israelites, whatever, in the Quran, but at the end of the day, it still lets you know in the Quran that the Israelites are the only chosen people. How you gonna go against that? It's in the Quran that the Hebrew Israelites are the only chosen people. That's how the Lord works. The Lord said, all right, nigga, you want to make this dumbass book called the Quran? Watch this. Surah 122. The Hebrew Israelites are the chosen people. Yo, the Lord is insane crazy. He's the truth. You can't go against the Lord. The Prophet Muhammad wanted to go, so-called Prophet Muhammad wanted to go against the Lord. He instructed, copycat his whole new religion off of Hebrew Israelite doctrines, right? And then went against the Hebrew Israelites and made a book called the Quran, right? And it's geared to his people, the Arab, the Ishmaelites. But in that book, it still lets you know that the Hebrew Israelites are the chosen people that could only receive salvation. That's crazy. And that's Surah 122. Right? Nevertheless, the Quran glorifies many biblical personalities in order to win the pagans into the church. Christianity adopted many barbaric customs and traditions likewise. Muhammad, to gain the loyalty of the pagan Arabs, adopted many of their beloved customs. The Kaaba stone, the dumb rock, which is in the Injil, which is the Bible. The black stone, the dumb rock, that's in the Bible. You could type in black stone or dumb rock and put KJV, and you see the description going to come up, right? An idol was to receive high regard. Look, an idol, the stone. When you go to Mecca, you circle the Kaaba stone 7 times, and then you go kiss that Kaaba stone, right? And the idol was to receive high regard in the new religion, right? Also, the pagan temple at Mecca was to remain as a holy site. The second stage of the Islamic revolution, the fanatical stage of most revolutions, is the bestial, ruthless, bloody, chaotic affair. The throats of men are cut, right? The throats of men are cut ear to ear. There is an absence of radicalization and extreme fanaticism sets in. So it was with Muhammad, he had come to a point of no return. He became a religious extremist in order to give his people a better life on a rapid scale. Muhammad came to the conclusion that all means of persuasions have been exhausted. The period of patience was past, and he was now determined to propagate his religion by the sword, just like Christianity was made off the sword, right? For he said, I last of the prophets, I am sent with a sword, right? The Most High didn't say he's the last of the prophets. He said it, right? The sword is the key to heaven and hell. All who draw it in the name of the faith will be rewarded. Muhammad became a martial prophet, and the pagans and stubborn Jews became his victims, right? Because he was killing us. In the year 1627, the Battle of the Force occurred. The Jewish tribes were defeated by the armies of Muhammad. 700 Jews were gathered in the marketplace and offered the alternative, the Quran or the sword. But the battle Jews were accustomed to martyrdom. They did not hesitate in their choice. Muhammad carried out his bestial threat, executed the Jews, and the women were sold. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. You hear that? The Hebrew Israelites are saying to Muhammad, F your God, nigga. We ain't converting to this. Give us the sword, nigga. We ain't going to be no suckers and go against our people. We the one with the truth. We the one praising the true God. Yahweh Shem Yahweh. We the one praising the true God. We ain't going to become no damn Muslim, nigga. Kill us. Sick. Get us out of here. Right? Carry out his bestial threat, executed the Jews, and the women were sold. There was another city northeast of Medina called Carabar. The city was the headquarters of the Jewish power in Arabia. After a long siege of the cities copulated to Muhammad under the rulership of Omar, the Jews of Carabar were transplanted to Syria. Muhammad attacked tribe after tribe and caravan after caravan that were going to the city of Mecca. These acts enraged the Meccans, and they equipped a large army to destroy Muhammad. In the ensuing battle, Muhammad was almost killed. Finally, the so-called prophet Muhammad marshaled his forces and entered the city of Mecca. The entire city was abandoned because its inhabitants were afraid of Muhammad. Muhammad decimated the idols in Mecca. However, he did not demolish the temple. When the Meccans saw that Muhammad did not destroy the temple, they returned to the city and joined the religion, right? Boom. The third stage of the any revelation is marked by the preservation and continuation of the new order. The successor of Muhammad was Abu Bakr. He was called Caliph. Abu Bakr wrote down the speeches and sermons of Muhammad. By this time, Islam held a tenacious grip over the lives of the Arabians. So that's that with that, right? So this is scriptures you need to know to break the Christian and Muslim doctrine out your mind, brother and sister. So we just read that Islam is fake. The so-called prophet Muhammad was not a prophet. He made himself to be a prophet. It's not my words. We just read that, right? So to my Black and Hispanic and Native Indian brothers that following the God of law, please get out this religion and come home to the Isupk under Commander Jen Yahana, man, and come praise the real black God named Yahweh. That's our God. Our God is not named Allah. Allah is a black rock. a meteorite that came from the sky, right? So with that, matter of fact, before we even let's get this prayer. Abanawa Shabbat Shemaya, Kodash Haya Shamka Yahweh Malakuka Tabaya Rataska Haya Asha Baratas Akawa Haya Bashamayam Nathan Lanawa Lakom Ka Yawam Washalakanawa Kawakanawa Kasalakanawa Kawakanawa Wala Tabaya Banasawan Abba Hawashanawa Mayan Rai Kaya Laka Malakwa Wayala Watha la Waylayam Amun, right? With that in English, we say, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forget our debts as we forget our debtors, and lead us not unto temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine the kingdom and the power and the glory forever, so be it. We are the Isupk, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street. We are now under Commander General Yohana. We've been on these streets since 1969, teaching our brothers and sisters that we are the true Jews of the Bible.